Now let's consider some questions where there are many operations in the same question. We have a addition sign here, we have a subtraction sign here, and a multiplication sign here. And we find that we will have to take out the LCM in case of addition and subtraction, and the multiplication we have seen we can do directly. Now what are we going to do first? Are we going to add first, or are we going to subtract first, or are we going to multiply first? For that we use the BODMAS rule. Now the BODMAS rule is B stands for bracket, O stands for off, D stands for division, M is multiplication, A is addition, and S is subtraction. So this is the order which we are going to follow. So in this case we have an addition, we have a subtraction, and we have a multiplication. Now we find that multiplication precedes A and S. So instead of adding and subtracting, we are going to multiply first. So 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2, this remains as it is. We are going to start the process of multiplication, and multiplication, as I discussed just now, we are going to do straight multiplication. Minus 1 into 5 is going to give you minus 5, and 2 into 6 we are going to get 12. So now the multiplication portion has been solved. You are left with 1 by 2 plus 3 by 2 minus 5 by 12, and we have to take the LCM of these numbers. So the LCM is 12. 2 goes 6 times in 12, so we get 6 here. Again 2 goes 6 times in 12, so 6 has to be multiplied by the numerator here. So 6 into 3 is 18, plus 12 goes 1 sir, so here we are going to get minus 5. So 18 and 6 we are going to add, we'll get 24, and here we get minus 5 upon 12. 24 minus 5 we are going to get 19, and therefore we can say the answer is 19 upon 12. Here we have another example where we have multiplication, we have division, and we have a plus sign. Now we have discussed the BODMAS rule, according to which division precedes multiplication and addition. So that means we are going to solve this portion first. So 5 by 6 remains as it is, 7 upon 2 remains as it is, and how are we going to solve this division part? We have to take the reciprocal and multiply. So the division changes into multiplication sign, and then 1 by 6 becomes 6 by 1 plus 1 by 2 as it is. Now according to the BODMAS rule, again we have multiplication before addition. So we are going to solve the multiplication part first. So here we can find that 6 is there in the numerator and denominator. So before multiplication, it's a good idea, if there are common terms, then it should be cancelled, so that the process of solving this or simplifying this becomes easier. So here we can cancel out the 6 here. So what happens is we are left with only 5 and 7 in the numerator. That becomes 35. And here we are having 2 into 1. That becomes 2 plus 1 by 2. Now here what happens is, if you see both the numbers 35 by 2 and 1 by 2, the denominator is same. So we can simply add it, because the denominator 2 becomes the LCM itself. So directly we can add this. We get 35 plus 1, and we know that 35 plus 1 is 36. So 36 by 2, we are going to get the answer as 18. So we see that whenever there are combination of division, addition, multiplication, subtraction, always the sum has to be solved by the BODMAS rule, otherwise the answer is going to be wrong. So here we saw, in spite of having 3 numbers, we are not going to follow any random order. We are going to use the BODMAS rule. We first solved the division part, we made it into multiplication, then we solved this multiplication portion, and then we added to get this final result.